love, welcome to or back to my channel. If you're new, I'm Leara LuShae, and for the past almost 2 years I have been converting a shuttle bus into a little home on wheels, and I am trying to get the bus fixed right now, so I am not on the road, but there's lots else for me to do, so I've just been like vlogging my life a little recently. But today I am outside in my backyard. A couple of videos ago, like a couple months ago, I did the garden install. I planted some seeds and all that, and now the garden is dead, as you can see. I did not keep up with it. It was just always such a hassle to water the plants because the water hose is on the other side of the house, so I had to go all the way over there to turn the water on and off, and it was not a fun experience. So yeah, next year we are gonna invest in some like automatic waterers. So yeah, that's what we're gonna do next year. But this year the garden is dead, and my mom wants it out. She wants everything out of here. So we're gonna do that. I'm gonna pull up everything, but I am gonna keep the buckets and keep the labels in the buckets so we can know where to plant everything next year. So yeah, we're gonna do that. And then I also am gonna make some rolls from sourdough rolls, and also some kefir, like water kefir. That's what it's called, kefir. I don't know, like the water kefir soda, probiotic homemade soda. So we're also gonna do that. But yeah, just kind of like a little homesteady type of vlog. But yeah, let's pull out all the weeds and fix up the garden, and then we'll get to the sourdough and all that. So yeah. Okay, it is currently October 13th, and
they look pretty good. Well, this one looks pretty good. This one, however, does not have any bubbles on top, so I don't know what's going on there, but this one looks like it can be some soda. I have not opened these. I haven't burped them or anything like that. They've just been sitting here in the laundry room for 5 days. So I'm gonna put them in the refrigerator. Like, even though this one isn't really like showing any signs of activity, I'm still gonna put it in the refrigerator, and then tomorrow I will open them up and taste them. So yeah.
Alright, it has been about a week since I've made these kefir waters, kefir sodas, and I honestly forgot about them. And then when I did put them in the fridge, the fridge, it was like 5 days after I made them, and I never burped them. So I'm outside because I'm terrified that they are going to explode, and I'd rather them explode outside than in the house. So here we are. This one, it never really showed like any activity, like no bubbles or anything like that, but this one had bubbles, so I think this one might be fizzy. I don't know, I guess we'll see. But yeah, so this one is lemon, cherry, and plum, and then this one's a cherry limeade, so it's just cherry, lime, sugar. So yeah, let's open them up. I'm gonna open this one first because I don't know if it's even gonna do anything, and then we'll open this one. So yeah. Okay. Yeah, nothing. Nothing happened. I didn't think so because it didn't bubble or anything. So that's disappointing. I don't know like why it didn't do anything. Maybe my ratios are wrong. Okay. Hopefully this one does something. Okay. Whoa. So I lost the lid. The lid the lid is gone. Oh my gosh. What in the world? I lost the lid. The lid came off and it flew out of nowhere. So that happened. I'm gonna go and get a cup. Alright, it's calmed down since I was getting the cup. I have no clue where the lid went. Like, it came off, all the way off. It came out of the little holes and flew who knows where. So yeah, that happened. I'm actually gonna go inside because I want to get a strainer because it has like stuff floating in it, so I'm gonna take this inside and pour it with the strainer. But yeah, I don't know where the lid went. Oh my gosh, I'm just so glad that it didn't come down and like hit me on my head. Oh, oh my gosh, it's so active. I think I'm gonna pour it all in here so I can just store it in this container because I lost the lid to my swing top bottle. So yeah, I think I'm gonna pour it all in here and then taste it. Yee, I'm excited. Okay, here it is. First taste. It's like jumping out of the container. Okay. Oh, that's pretty good. That's pretty good. It definitely tastes like kefir water. It definitely doesn't have like a strong like lemon lime flavor. It tastes like kefir water or kefir soda with a slight
cherry limeade flavor. So I think the next time I make it, I would do more of the cherry and lime, more cherry lime, and then yeah, the kefir soda. But it's pretty good. It's pretty good. It's definitely super like fizzy. Like I quite literally see it jumping out of here. Like, yeah, but it's pretty good. Pretty good, pretty good. Okay. Okay, I'm gonna stop there because you don't want to drink too much kefir soda when it's like your first time making it or drinking it or whatever. You don't want to drink too much of it because you don't want to, I don't know. I honestly don't know because, but you just don't want to drink too much of it your first time. You want to like ease into drinking it. So yeah, I'm gonna put a lid on here and then put it in the refrigerator. And yeah, kefir soda. Hello. So it has been quite a bit of time. It's probably been like 2 seconds for you, but for me it's been like a week maybe. I think I did the kefir like at the beginning of last week and it's like the middle of the week now. So yeah, it's been quite a bit of time, but I am freezing. I still have my hat on. I just got home. My cousin called me this morning and was like, hey, do you want to go to this like fun place with me and the kids? And I was like, absolutely. So I went there. And now I'm gonna get started on my sourdough. This is what it looks like. It's so cute. And this is like the jar covers that I make. I feel like I've shown you guys these before, but I don't know. So yeah, this is my sourdough starter. I have a sweet starter, so I usually use it for like cinnamon rolls because that's like pretty much the only thing that I make with my sourdough because I don't know, my cinnamon rolls are just so good. But yeah, I am gonna use my cinnamon roll recipe to make some burger buns. I was gonna do dinner rolls, but then I was like, I'm not gonna eat a whole pan of dinner rolls by myself. So yeah, I'm gonna do burger buns so I can like eat them throughout the week. Like eat some sandwiches and stuff. I don't know. I have no clue. Maybe we'll eat them for dinner someday. I have no clue honestly, but yeah, I'm gonna take my sourdough starter and get to making my buns. And I'm gonna do plain, and then I also saw someone on TikTok, they did like Parmesan and parsley and something, I don't know, Parmesan, parsley, and garlic, I think. Yeah, so I think I'm gonna do that as well and like put it on top of the bun and not like a inclusion, not like putting it inside of the bun, but like on top. So I'm gonna do like half and half, but yeah, we'll get all into that and everything. But yeah, I'm gonna use my cinnamon roll recipe. I feel like I'm saying but yeah a lot, but I was about to say it again. So I am gonna use my cinnamon roll recipe because that's like the recipe that I know how to use, know how to cook. I don't know. I use for my cinnamon rolls, I use the Joshua Wiseman, like I think it's his But Better series, or I feel like that might be what it is. I don't know. I'll link it down below. But I use his recipe and I just converted it into a sourdough recipe rather than yeast. And honestly, I think the sourdough version tastes way better than the yeast version. Like, I don't know. But yeah, once again, I use the Joshua Wiseman cinnamon roll recipe. So that's what I'm gonna use. So if you wanna make these buns and you don't have a sourdough starter and you just wanna make the buns by themselves, like with yeast, then you can use his recipe. I think I'll also put it on the like the screen as well when I'm making it. But yeah, if you want like an in-depth tutorial on how to make those cinnamon rolls or make the buns, just watch that But Better cinnamon rolls. I feel like that might be what it is. Either way, it's like his like version of the Better Than Cinnabon cinnamon rolls. So yeah, if you're gonna make the buns, just do the dough portion of that video, and then I'll also like show you what I'm doing here. But I don't think I'm really like gonna go into detail because I'm not a cooking channel. But yeah, I will show you everything that I'm doing. And my sourdough starter,
It's at peak now, and I did this last night at like 1:30 a.m. I'm a night owl. I'm up all night long. Yeah, I did this at like 1 a.m., 1:30, 2 o'clock, sometime around then. I was in here cooking something. So I was like, oh, let me make my sourdough starter. So yeah, I fed that last night, and it is now 3:40, almost 4 o'clock, like p.m. So yeah, it's been quite a bit, like quite a long time. So yeah, it's just now reached peak, and yeah, it's a sweet starter, so it does take longer to like rise. So yeah, I'm gonna take this hat off because now that I've been in here for a while, it's getting kind of hot. But I'm going to get started on that, mixing everything together. So yeah, let's do that. Okay, at this point, this is what the dough should look like if you are doing sourdough. Now, if you're doing yeast, the dough should be pulled away from the sides, no longer sticking to the sides, and it'll be a lot drier. This is a sourdough dough, so it is not as dry as it would be with a yeast. So yeah, this is what we're looking like. This is what it looks like. This is what we're working with. Now, with sourdough, I am gonna come back every 30 minutes and do a series of stretch and folds. I'm gonna do 4 series of stretch and folds. Yeah, so I'm gonna let this sit for 30 minutes. I'm gonna cover it up with a bowl cover. And then in 30 minutes, I'm gonna come back and do a series of stretch and folds, let it rest for another 30 minutes, then come back and do another stretch and folds, and I'm gonna do that 4 times. 4 series of stretch and folds, and then after that, I will let it sit for 2 hours and let it double in size. Now, if you're using yeast, you are gonna have a dough that is pulled away from the sides, no longer sticking to the sides, and you are gonna put on your bowl cover or saran wrap or whatever you have, a towel, whatever, and you are going to let it sit for 2 hours. You're not gonna do stretch and folds with a yeast. Stretch and fold is only for sourdough. So yeah, if you have the sourdough, at this point, we are going to do 4 series of stretch and folds and then let it sit for 2 hours. If you're doing yeast, you just cover it up and let it sit for 2 hours at this point. Okay, it's a new day. This is day 3 of making these rolls or making these buns. So if you're doing a yeast recipe, this would probably be like, I don't know, 4 hours to make these. But with sourdough, it always takes so much longer because it's like, you know, a natural yeast. It has to ferment. It has to, you know, go through all the processes. But yeah, so I didn't really know how to explain the recipe to you because I don't know. It was hard to try to explain both recipes at the same time, like if you're using yeast and sourdough. So I like wrote notes on the screen. I hope those helped if you want to make this recipe yourself. But yeah, last night I put the rolls in the oven with a light on. Like the oven was not turned on like a temperature or anything, just the light. So it was like a warm area because it is like so cold in my house. It's cold outside, and that's why it took so long for the starter to rise in the first place, because it's cold. Usually, like in the summertime, my starter usually only takes like, I don't know, overnight. Like I do it the night before, and then when I wake up in the morning, my starter's ready. But since it's so cold, my starter took hours and hours and hours. I woke up the next day and it was not ready. I went out, I had some fun with my family, came home, and it was finally ready, and that was like 4 p.m. So yeah, it's freezing cold. But yeah, so I put them in the oven so that they could rise in a warm area. So if you don't have like a warm area in your house, you can just put it in the oven. Even with a yeast recipe, like with any recipe, when you're trying to have something rise and you don't have a warm area in your house, put it in the oven with the light on, no temperature. Like don't turn the actual oven on. You don't want to bake the item, you just want to keep it in a warm area. So yeah, I put it in the oven with the light on, and I put it in there for 4 hours, and then I put it in the refrigerator and let it do a cold proof overnight. Yeah, so it's been like, I don't know what time it is, the oven's preheating, but it's probably been like 9 or 10 hours in the fridge. So yeah, we're gonna pop them in the oven now, and we're gonna make some delicious rolls. They better be good because I know for a fact that I like this recipe for my cinnamon rolls, so they better be good. And the only reason that I use the cinnamon roll recipe is because I have seen so many people like on TikTok and Instagram and YouTube and all that doing buns using their cinnamon dough recipe, and I was like, oh my gosh, I have a perfect recipe, I could do that. So I don't know, hopefully it's good. But yeah, so I'm gonna put them in the oven and I'm gonna let them bake majority of the time, and then I'm gonna pull them out, and on half of them I'm gonna do the like garlic and parmesan and all of that, whatever I said earlier. I'll put it on the screen as well. But yeah, I'm gonna put them in there. Halfway through, I'm going to take them out, put on the toppings on half of the buns, slide them back in the oven, and hopefully they're good. So yeah, let's do that. I'm gonna bake at 375 for 20 to 25 minutes. Okay, I forgot to say, I am gonna put on some heavy cream because that's what I do with my cinnamon rolls. They make them all ooey gooey and delicious, you know, very fluffy. So I'm gonna put some of this on, and then I just got a new bottle of whipping cream, or heavy cream, whipping cream, I don't know. I just got a new bottle of that, so I'm gonna use some of the bottle to make a creamer, like a coffee creamer, and then I'm gonna use that to make a hot chocolate because I really want that. So yeah, let's pour some of this on, just right on top of the rolls or the buns, I don't know. Boom, just like that, a little more there. Oh, so good. Oh my gosh, they look so good. Okay, set a timer for 25 minutes.
they look perfect. Like, ugh, they're perfect. Okay. Fluffy deliciousness. Okay, so we ended up eating some of the buns for dinner and they turned out amazing. They tasted so good and I was so excited about them. My dog is down here moving around. You guys have probably heard him throughout the video, just his feet all over the ground. But yeah, so the rolls or the buns were so good. They tasted amazing. I will definitely be making them again. But okay, so if you've ever had sourdough before, you know the sourdough has like a very tangy, I don't know, I don't really like it. I don't really like the sourdough flavor. It's like a tangy, like rotten flavor. I don't know, it tastes rotten to me. It does not taste good, like at all to me. So I have a sweet sourdough starter, which basically just means that you add a bit of sugar to your starter. Like when you're mixing your starter, you add flour, water, sugar, and like the first part of your starter, or like the old part of your starter. I don't know. But yeah, you add a little sugar to your starter when you're mixing it up before you put it into your dough. Yeah, so that gives you a sweet starter and it like knocks out that tangy flavor. So it still has all the benefits of sourdough, but it doesn't have that absolutely disgusting flavor. I don't know, maybe you like sourdough. My mom likes tangy sourdough, but it just tastes rotten to me. Like regular sourdough tastes like, I don't know, like it was made with rotten milk or something. It's just not good to me. I don't know. But my sweet starter, it like knocks out that tangy flavor and it tastes so good to me. And I don't know, I think it tastes good. So if you don't like regular sourdough or regular sourdough starter, try making a sweet starter. And the taste, like it does still have like a slight tangy flavor, but it's not like nasty. Like it's like very light, like you barely even notice it. You can tell that it's not made with yeast, but you're like, what is that flavor? It's not like, this is gross. so yeah, I think try out a sweet starter. Add a little sugar to your starter. I'll put like the ratio on the screen so you don't like completely mess up your starter, because there is still a ratio for a sweet starter. But yeah, I love my sweet starter. It does take a little longer to rise, and since my house was so cold, it took a lot longer to rise because it's cold in here. But yeah, I love my starter, and I'm just rambling on now, but I really hope you guys like this video. I'm gonna end it here. And yeah, I hope you guys like this video. I hope you guys like this style of video where I'm just like in the kitchen cooking stuff, because that is like what I do a lot of the time. So yeah, I love to cook and create new things. So yeah, hope to see you guys in next week's video. Bye.